Warning: this podcast may contain spoilers, mature themes, and mature language. Listener discretion is advised. Hi to everyone who is listening. We welcome you to the second episode of the Ethereal Realm podcast, where we talk about all things anime. I'm your host JT, also known as Jtrix on Mal. And as always, before we get started, let me introduce our cast for tonight, or today. First up, we have Jesse.
Hey, this is Jesse, otherwise known as Alpha Metroid on Mal.
Next we have Charlene.
Hi, this is Charlene, also known as Broken Fantasy on Mel.
And lastly, but not least, we have Soon.
Hey, I'm Soon, also known as Sundere.
And as you can see, Max is not here for today, and that might be a good thing for some people. That might not be. That might be a bad thing.
I'm
But
sorry to the people that love
the
me
show must
and-
go on. Yeah. All right, let's do this, guys. So what you guys been up to? Anything special happened since the last episode?
Not really, just the same old work,
No.
watching seasonal anime, eating, sleeping, all the boring stuff.
That's a good. That's the life right there.
Oh, there's a group of us that are doing a group watching of Sekaiichi Hatsukoi.
Oh yeah.
How's that going?
Yeah. It's good stuff.
Not nearly as aggressively gay as I thought it would be.
Off to a
Yeah.
good start.
A lot of rage though. A lot of rage about one stupid couple.
The couple wars. Anything other special happening for you, Shar?
No, I've just been procrastinating.
Yo, same. I have like
Fun.
3 papers due, but instead I'm gonna do this podcast.
Story of my life.
Anything you guys have been watching this week? Anything?
Up until actually just today, I haven't really watched anything in the past week, but I sat down and watched pretty much all of Sword Art Online 2.
Oh, how did that go?
I thought it was pretty decent up until about halfway, and I've been struggling through the second half of it pretty mightily.
But I heard the second half was actually like a really good part. Like Mother's Rosario, isn't that? Is that what the arc's called?
I think that's what the
Yeah.
last one's called, yeah.
Yeah, I heard that one is like the best arc in the whole series. Well, why don't you like it?
I don't know, it could just be that I've watched 22 episodes of it in like one sitting, and
Oh.
as it's getting towards the end, I'm just getting like, can't put up with it, so maybe if I stop here and finish it off in a second sitting, it'll be more enjoyable.
Mm-hmm. It's getting burned out then.
Well, it's a big part of watching the show is that you kind of get used to the flow of the show, and the first half was kind of more action-oriented, right? And then now the second part's like a lot more talking.
Mm-hmm.
So getting into the flow of like an action anime and then having like 4 episodes of like just talking back to back to back to back is kind of like off-putting, I guess.
See, what did you like about season 2 compared to season 1?
Well, so far, I feel that it's really nice to get back into the show after the disappointing second half of the first season, right?
Yeah.
So
Yeah.
that was kind of good, and it like not having to deal with all the stuff from the first season. Like they do a couple good like callbacks to stuff that happened in the first season to the better part of the first season. They don't really talk about half the stuff that happened in the second part of the first season, so that's nice.
Yes, that was a disaster.
Yeah, so they're avoiding that. I guess they're smart enough to know what to reference and what not to reference.
Yeah. How about you, Soon? Anything you watched this week?
Just seasonal stuff, but I've also been rewatching K-On!, which is practically my first anime.
Oh, that's
No.
nice.
Lots
haven't
of
watched
nostalgia.
I haven't watched K-On!
It's pretty nice. It's just relaxing. The characters pretty much make the show, but I don't know. It feels so different now that I've seen so much anime. It's probably been maybe 4 or 5 years since I first watched it.
Yeah, rewatching shows definitely new experience.
Yeah, definitely. That's actually the first show I'm rewatching since it was my first anime. I thought, why not?
Mm-hmm. That's a good idea.
I've personally never watched it. Sorry.
Yeah, I've never watched it either. I know we might be like the minority here.
I
Keon's
don't
pretty
know
hardcore.
though. Soon, I don't really know if I would ever rewatch K-On! Because it's like so cute and stuff. I don't think I can rewatch it. Like I love the music, but it's not something I would rewatch. So I say kudos to you for being able to do so.
Yeah, I don't know. I just wanted to see if it had the same type of charm,
Mm.
and I
It's
guess it kind of does, but uh, I don't know. I guess I've seen too many of those type of days.
Basically, you're just
mm,
watching it for like nostalgia, right?
Yeah, pretty much.
in a nutshell, I guess.
It's pretty good. How about you, Shar? Anything you watched?
No.
Wow.
Absolutely
Really?
not, eh?
How do you not watch any anime in 1 week?
No, the thing is, I'm not in the mood to just binge yet. I have to get into the zone where I can just sit down to watch like over 100 or maybe 200 in 1 week.
Damn.
Yeah, I go through phases
200.
like that. No, seriously, I went through phases like that. Like half of my anime list is actually comprised of me just binge watching seasons after seasons.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, get into those phases and then you just stop for a while because you think like I need to process everything first. Maybe go back and rewatch a few episodes and then I'll go move on.
Speaking of binge watching episodes, how many have you guys like? How many like episodes have you binge watched like the most, like in a week or like in a day? Anyone wanna?
Oof. Well, I don't know, whatever the maximum amount in a day is. I'm sure I've done it at one point. I used to do
Like,
this thing where I got 5 days off of work at a time. So for a bunch of these days off, I lived in the middle of nowhere, so I'd just kind of sit there and watch as much as I could. And I think in the 5 day period, the most I did was it was like 13 or 14 12 episode series or something.
So
holy crap!
I
That's
think I
all.
might take the price for this because I
Alright.
sat down from like during my holiday and I watched the entire One Piece around 500 episodes in 2 weeks.
Well,
Wow.
that's a lot.
I take the
Yeah.
I
price
don't
for
know.
that.
That's a lot.
Yeah, that definitely beats mine because I think mine was like 183 episodes in 5 days. So 14 days going to 500. I guess that's actually pretty
All right,
close.
someone
but
do
that's-
math.
Yeah.
Someone do the
That is just more impressive anyway because that's over 14 days. Like that's consistently doing like close to the same thing for like a much longer period of time.
I died after it if it's any consolation. Like I think I slept for 12 hours straight after I did it, and I don't sleep that long.
Worth.
Indeed.
Yeah, One Piece the best. One Piece for life. For me, my story is I actually finished Hunter x Hunter, Hunter x Hunter for people.
Yeah.
I finished that in 5 days. So I had 140 episodes, 5 days. Kind of like Jesse then, but it was in the summer break. I think it was last year.
Yeah.
Yeah. I was like, I haven't really finished the show, so I was like, last week of summer break, let's just finish this real quick. And I can say hashtag worth because it's like number 3 anime of all time for me. So yeah. How about you, Soon? Anything? You've been watching?
I'm probably one of the least hardcore type of watchers. Like when I'm at home, it's random, but usually I'll watch about maybe 1 to 4 a day. But if I'm at work, then I'll watch about like 12 if it's a slow day. But otherwise, yeah, I don't really watch a lot in general.
I'm kind of upset with this Hunter x Hunter thing actually because I was close to doing the same thing. In the period of about 3 days, I watched I don't know, it was like 101 episodes or something. But unfortunately, it was on Netflix, and Netflix only had like the first 101 episodes. So then I had to wait like a week until I hung out with this one group of buddies of mine, and one of them had a Crunchyroll account, which I stole. Then I sat down and watched the next, whatever, 47 episodes it was in 2 sittings.
Damn.
Because like I generally hate like long-running shonens, but wow, did I love that show.
Yes.
Hunter
want?
x Hunter was good in the beginning, but the ending is crap.
Okay.
I'm sorry to the people
Alright.
that like it.
We can't let that slide. We gotta talk about Hunter x Hunter now.
I thought like the
Go
very
for it.
ending was pretty poor, like the last, let's say, like 20 episodes. But there's a stretch of a series of episodes, like I don't know, let's say between like 100 to like 130 that I thought was like really fantastic.
Yeah, I think
Unfortunately, like the 20 episodes before that were also weak. So it's like the middle of an arc. The middle of this arc is really fantastic, but like the beginning and the end of it are both kind of weak.
are we talking about the Chimera Ant arc?
Yeah, yeah.
Yeah, I hated that arc. I'm sorry.
I don't know. I actually love that arc.
I started
But-
off by hating it. I started off by hating it so much, but like I said, I love the middle of it.
I mean, like, look at freaking. Okay, so Kilia, is it his name? I can't say his name correctly.
Yeah,
The
Killua.
white hair guy. Yeah. He has a good ability, and then meanwhile, Gon has freaking rock paper scissors. Are you serious?
Yeah, man, rock paper scissors.
It's so good.
And it takes
great.
such a long time to cast it. He just keeps talking and talking and talking. I'm like, get to it already. So
It's
Well,
so
piss
funny.
me off.
Minor spoiler: when he does rock paper scissors, you're just convinced for the longest time that he only has rock. And at one point, he throws out scissors, and you're like, oh shit.
Rock is OP though. Yeah, look with like Hunter, why it's number 3 for me is because of sustained like greatness, in my opinion. It's like for me, it really didn't have any like super low points. I don't know, that's for me, but like from the New York, York New City arc, the exam arc, I really liked it compared to other shonens. And obviously, Chimera Ant for me was just like a masterpiece from that stretch that Jesse was talking about. So yeah, it's just sustained greatness. Like maybe 140 episodes, maybe like 100. Like 100 is like really really damn good. That's why it's number 3 for me. It's not a lot of shows do that. Like have that much episodes, that many episodes, and have that many quality episodes.
Well,
You get it.
here's the thing, and the reason why it works out that way is obviously it was they did an anime like much earlier, like early mid 2000s or something, or early 2000s.
Mhm.
And the thing is, when they came out with the new one, everything they released had already like, come out in manga form, right? So there was no need for any kind of filler whatsoever. So can you imagine if like, One Piece or like any of the other like big long-running shonens had literally no filler in it whatsoever?
Mm-hmm.
Suddenly those
Yes.
shows go from being like, oh, I don't want to sit through 50 episodes of filler to like probably really, really good shows. I'm not saying like One Piece is bad or anything, but the amount of filler in that show is ridiculous.
That's true.
I agree.
Yeah, a lot of shows definitely of the shonen type would benefit from having less fillers. Like Bleach. Bleach has the worst fillers.
I
I think-
agree. So much.
Yeah.
And that's
All
saying like you kind of feel bad because saying like, well, it has no filler, so it's better. There is
Yeah.
some good filler, but like generally filler is worse than the actual content.
But does Hunter not having filler, if it had filler, you think it would be as good?
I don't know, probably not. It depends what the filler was, right? Because there are obviously like there's
They're
some
good
points,
fillers.
and especially I guess the way they want the manga to go. There's a period of like 80 episodes where you don't see most of the main characters.
Yeah, so I actually feel like Hunter would have benefited from a filler in the middle of like there's like an arc I think after York New. I think that would have been a pretty good place to have a filler.
Yeah,
Or
at least
after
like
Green
kind of
Island.
tell us in, because I think there's like a period of like 3 scenes where they're like, oh yeah, by the way, for the last 60 episodes we haven't seen these people. Here's what they're up to. Back to everyone else, and you're like, oh come on.
So I think we talked about Hunter x Hunter too much, and Soon, have you watched Hunter x Hunter?
No, that's why I was quiet. the whole
It's
time.
quiet the whole time. Alright, so we'll move on to the next topic. By the way, I highly recommend it soon. And to everyone who's listening, watch Hunter x Hunter, the best shonen. Well, arguably the best shonen.
I'll think about it.
I'm glaring at you through the screen, JT.
Oh wait, One Piece. Yo, no. Okay, One Piece is the best manga. I think Hunter x Hunter is a better anime than One Piece
Okay.
anime. Okay,
I'll settle with
Okay.
that. I'll settle.
settle
with that.
down. Okay. So moving on to our requested topics by the Mal users from the club. So first, we'll start with a user named Lazy. Some of you might know this guy from the Skype, some from the forums, and he says, "Talk about the most emotional anime that you've watched." This is a good one. Anyone want to start us off here? Most emotional anime.
I'm just
Go
gonna
ahead.
say maybe not specifically anime, mostly movies, but the director Makoto Shinkai does 5 centimeters per second, plays Promised in Early Days, Garden of Words, that stuff. All super emotional.
Hmm. Yeah, I like Garden of Words so much. Man, it's so beautiful. I want to cry.
And it's the most beautiful thing like ever created.
How about you guys? Soon, Char? Anything emotional?
That's tough. I'd probably go with Clanad. Like,
Yeah,
I'm
that's an
a,
obvious answer.
I know, right? Max would be proud. Like, I don't know. I'm just a huge sucker for like just the simplest things, and I don't know. I really don't have much to say about it.
Yeah, nothing needs to be said about Clannad. Everything that's been needed to be said about Clannad has been said before. It's a tearjerker, must watch. Also, yeah, After Story, of course. Not just the
Definitely.
first season. Yeah, I actually thought there was only one season of Clannad. Feels bad, man. Feels bad.
Really? For how long?
For a month. And then-
Jeez.
all right, moving on, Char. Any emotional anime that you want to talk about?
Your line April, I guess.
Oh, that's a good one. Recent.
Yeah.
Or Anohana. Yeah, both of them on the top of the list for emotional animes for me.
Really, I thought Anohana was like, sorry, don't kill me, but melodramatic. It was like, I don't know, kind of felt forced. I
It
don't know.
was.
It didn't.
But
It
the
didn't
thing
feel right
is,
for me.
for both, I saw it coming, and it still hit me just as hard. So if you manage to accomplish that, it's considered okay to me or above average.
What do you mean? Like,
As in,
did it for
like,
you?
spoiler. As in, in Anohana, the girl is already said that she is dead. You
Yeah.
know that she won't
That's
be
not a spoiler.
there, but in the end, when it came, you just like, ah, shit.
Oh, the end. Okay.
Yeah.
So it's like the inevitable, but it still hit you. Yeah, it's
Yeah.
definitely like Shigatsu, Your Lie in April. It's definitely like that too. Even
I
the
knew-
OP had like foreshadowing.
I knew that she wasn't going to be there forever after episode 4 and 7, I think.
For what? What show is this? Which one?
Your Lie in April.
Oh.
Yeah. There was a lot of foreshadowing even from the start.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But I think they did the foreshadowing pretty well. It's like
Did.
you know it's gonna happen, but like you don't want it to happen. I don't know. I think they did foreshadowing pretty good because it's not like I felt like somehow, some way they're gonna ass pull it and like have her. Oh, whoops, that's a spoiler. It's a massive spoiler, isn't it?
It
All right,
is.
moving on, Jesse.
I'm just gonna to kind of go forward with what you guys are talking about a little bit. Obviously, huge spoiler, but in Anohana, it starts off with the one character already being dead, right? And the show
Yeah.
does strive for like some sort of realism. So you know that like this character's dead. That's it. They're not coming back to life. Like nothing else. The character is still just dead at the end of the show. That's it. But again, huge spoiler. In the other one, everyone starts off the anime being alive, right? So there's like things can happen in these characters that actually changes like the dynamic of things. Whereas the other show, it's one person's already dead, like they're not coming back to life. Whereas this one's like people can die.
So, what did you guys like more, Anohana or Shigatsu? This is a might be a tough question.
Before anything else, is Your Lie in April the piano one?
Yep.
Yeah.
Okay.
The piano and violin.
Yeah, you haven't watched it soon?
I have, but
Oh.
I just kind of forgot how it rolled out.
How can you forget?
I have no idea.
Ending, man. Yeah, the ending was so crazy. I honestly like bumped it up like 2 marks just for the ending. 2 points.
What you
I love the music at the end. It was beautiful.
what did you rate it, JT?
I rated it a 9 out of 10.
How did I rate it?
That's
I
pretty
don't
high,
know.
honestly. I don't
I rated
rate
it an 8 apparently.
I do believe I also gave it an 8.
I felt like the beginning was good, but the middle part where with his mom is like really, really not that good.
It was dragged out for so
Yeah.
long.
But I like the ending.
Yeah.
So and
Yeah.
ending is paramount.
I
Ending.
think I like Your Lie in April better because they could have pulled her getting well, but they didn't
Yeah,
do it. They
I
didn't
was
do
so
it, so that's what made it better for me because they didn't pull that dramatic bullshit where she miraculously heals and then they get their happily ever after, which is ugh.
All right.
But like
So
they even took it further than that, which is the good part. And again, still more spoilers on the show is that she was just going in for a simple surgery when it happened. Like something that shouldn't have even realistically killed her, but should have like essentially like the surgery could have failed and she didn't get better. But it went even beyond that, and they just no.
Yeah, it's pretty.
die.
Die, JT. All right. So moving on.
Moving on. The next one is by Zoe, and she wants us to talk about personality types, be it favorites or the ones that are super annoying, and with examples if possible.
Okay. Shout outs to Zoe, the
Oh,
beloved
I love
admin.
you.
All right, who wants to start us off? I think Soon can
What to
personality
start
types.
from? Favorites for me would be the outgoing kind of airheaded types, like
Oh,
something
I love those.
definitely because like they're just the comic relief of the show, and they're just exciting overall.
Yui from Oreguru, Toradora, Minorin. Yo, they're just like best girls.
And
Best girl.
Toshino Koiko from Yuri Yuri.
Yuri. Classic Yuri. All right.
It's a
Anyone
shame
else?
Max is here.
Yeah, shame. Max, we miss you, man. Where you at? All right, Jesse. What about you? Personality types, favorites,
Personality
annoying
types.
ones,
Jeez,
favorites. I should say.
well, that's actually a pretty good question. Because I think most of the kind of personality types I find to be annoying are just generally how characters are in certain types of shows that I don't like, rather than like the characters themselves being annoying.
Mhm.
So, good example, Yuri Yuri. Like I probably dislike almost all the characters in that show.
Oh, that hurts me,
Oh.
man.
But it's I guess based on how predictable or unpredictable the character is.
Hmm.
So there are characters that like when characters tend to break the mold that they're set into, I think that's really good. So it's
Yeah,
not necessarily about their personality, but how like they define like the stereotype that they're put in, I guess is a better way to put it.
Yeah.
So like a Tsundere girl, that would be annoying as hell. But if you actually have one that's like played properly and actually like breaks the mold or actually does like some interesting things within that, I think that'd be great, even if I like generally hate them.
Exactly.
Cough, cough. Senjo Gohara, the greatest tsundere ever.
Mm,
You don't have to cough for that. You can just say it straight out.
Oh, okay. Senjo Gohara is the greatest tsundere ever.
There you go.
I think we can all. Oh wait, no. You guys have.
we can't all agree,
We
but
can't all agree because not everyone has watched Monogatari.
I've seen it, but I don't hate Senjo Gahara, but I just didn't find her anything special.
Oh, and those are fighting words, man. But that'll be for another podcast.
I think Sensugahara is interesting as a character, so yeah, I agree that she's one of the best tsunderes out there.
Because yeah, she breaks the mold. Exactly what Jesse said. She fits what she said. What he said perfectly. Like, I don't think she can even be called a tsundere because she's like more than that. If we call her a tsundere, it's like
She's a variation.
yeah, like belittling her. And yeah. So what about you, Char?
Well, that's not
Any
my first
personality
fish,
types?
but the kind that is cool-headed, cool-headed in general. Like, some people might disagree, but what's his name from At Noah Zero? At Noah Zero.
Inaho?
Yeah, Inaho.
Oh, I actually
The
like
kind-
Inaho. Why do people hate him?
That kind of character because it's so frustrating sometimes to see the main characters being so stupid.
And yet you like One Piece.
So-
No, I'm kidding.
No, but the thing is, Luffy may be generally stupid, but he is comic relief, and
Mhm.
he's actually strong and smart in terms of fighting, so I have nothing against him.
Mhm.
Or it's just
So-
a blind obsession, but you know.
So anything annoying for you guys for Soon and Char?
I'll start.
Go ahead.
I think I mentioned this last podcast, but I'll still do it again. I hate tsunderes. Or to be more specific, the hostile, unreasonable type the characters. Because
That's why I didn't
I'm-
like Sandra Gohara.
she's
continue.
fine, but okay, it's fine. Yeah, I'm just like a huge romance freak, and every type of show that has like romance as a genre, like I'll take it way too seriously than I probably should. And then when I see a tsundere and they're like the main girl that the guy's gonna get with, or like I don't know. But either ways, like wow, I lost my train of thought.
Yeah. So you made the point that Sooner is like kind of ruined the mood of the show, pretty much. Is that
Pretty
what?
much,
I was
yeah.
getting at?
Like
Yeah.
they ruined the flow and all that stuff, and they're just so unreasonable. Always like,
Yeah.
I'm
I
gonna,
don't know.
I'm gonna misunderstand everything. It's like, oh, you're on top of the girl. You're doing bad stuff. You're cheating on me. Blah blah blah. It's like, shut up.
How about you, Shore? Anything?
I'll
Any
add on
more?
to Soons. I hate the whiny protagonists of romance animes where they just overthink everything.
Oh man. Which one of those? Like,
Let me think of a few. I hated our Haruno, right? Is that what it's called?
yeah, how hard?
Yeah. The girl was like,
Haven't watched that song.
yeah,
She's just whiny.
very whiny, the kind that overthinks, overreacts, screams, cries too much. That kind.
Oh. What I like actually is like, for girls, for female characters, it's like they're like strong and independent.
Yes.
Those are like actually really good.
Yeah.
Like, for
So,
example, yeah, okay, Sindro
I-
Gohara again. Well, actually, Sindro Gohara is not a good example because she actually depends on Araragi. But another one is Kokoro Connect, Inaba. Like, she is just, I don't know, such a good character because she's like so different and she like speaks her mind, and that's like really something I really like. In an annoying character, I'd probably say the Emoto personality. Well, that's not even a personality type. Okay, I just messed it up. But okay, I don't like.
I agree with you though. I like the
I know what you're saying. I
like
know
the
what
character
you're saying.
stereotype of being
Yes.
an Emoto is just annoying.
Why is every Emoto like cute and
Clingy.
why is there supposed to be a subtle incest underlayer?
Yeah, the touches and all that. Getting too close, hugging. Ugh.
Yeah. So moving on. Soon, how about you introduce the next topic?
Okay. User Kayla asked us
Kenya.
which
User Kenya.
which anime would you wish you could watch for the first time again? Anyone want to start off?
I think this one's pretty easy for me. Definitely Steins Gate, #1 anime, first anime I've ever watched. Just having that feel of like surprise, just being able to experience that again is definitely something I really want to experience again. Like that shock, if you guys know what I'm talking about, that
Yeah.
happens in the middle. Oh my gosh,
I get
I
what
don't
you
know.
mean.
Nothing can top that. Like it went from a show that was just like kind of like mediocre and like kind of like nothing's really happening, and then just shit hits the fan. Yeah, and just goes uphill from there. How about you guys? Anything you want to rewatch again? You wish that you can watch for the
For
first
me,
time?
it would be Code Geass. Pretty much for the
Oh, that's good
exact
too.
same reasons as you, JT. Like, just mind-blowing stuff. Like, wow, I actually forgot what you said. But either way, like, the suspense,
Epic moments.
epic moments, like,
Lelouch. Yo,
Yeah,
yeah, that's
Lelouch.
actually really good. Basically just Lelouch, really. And the ending. And the
Oh,
amazing,
God.
of course.
love the ending. It
Well-
got me like, speechless a bit.
I gotta kind of agree with this because like I could imagine if like watching the show a second time, like having like knowing what's gonna happen, the second season being like a kind of train wreck of plot twists
Mhm.
loses a lot if you already know what's gonna happen, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
But it's all worth it because of that ending.
So,
Honestly, I rewatched the ending multiple times, and it hasn't lost. It barely lost any of its touch. It's
It was
actually
actually
like so good.
this is actually kind of a minor spoiler, but the very end of the show, well, I guess it's more than a minor spoiler, when it
Yep.
shows what's her name, riding the carriage with someone like in a like cloak,
CC. Yep.
yeah, and like she's on top of it like a stack of hay, and there's like some cloaked mysterious figure driving it, and people like just assume that was like Lelouch and he had survived.
there's so much theories on that.
Yeah, the actual like there was like an Ask Me Anything or something of the sort that happened like a while after that with the original like creator of it, the guy who like, wrote the script. He's like, no, he's dead.
Wow,
Like, no,
spoiler.
it's
Spoiler.
yeah, I said that. I said that.
I'm gonna pretend I didn't hear that. I'm gonna pretend I hit it. That's like a major spoiler for people that already watched the show.
That's why I said spoilers.
I'm kidding.
Major spoiler for people that have already watched the show.
Yeah, cause
And like
It
it leaves
just
it kind of
screwed.
open ended, and
the
it makes it look like
Oh man.
it's him that's driving the carriage, but no, the creator's gone on
Oh,
record
man.
saying that like no, he's not, he's dead.
Oh, damn it.
Whatever. I'll believe what I'll believe. It's
Yeah,
kind of
that's
like
a plus.
Death Note. I believe. I don't care what Jesse says. I believe that's him driving the car. No
Yeah,
one
I
can
believe
change
so.
this. I can change.
Pretty much.
It's kind of like Death Note. Have you guys watched Death Note Rebirth? The specials where it's like basically just a recap, but they have like an extra scene at the end
No.
with
No.
Lelouch. Oh my god, you guys should watch it. It's kind of like that. It leaves you an open-ended. It gives you an open-ended ending because there's this new. All right, whatever. I'll just spoil it. I don't
Yeah, go
expect you to watch a 1 hour thing just for like the last 5 minutes. So basically, Ryuk is bored again, but then here comes a new Shinigami coming out of nowhere, and he looks like Light. He's basically Light. So like well, it's not exactly him, but he like walks the same. He has like a tie that's wrapped around his you know how Light always wears like suit and tie.
Yeah.
Yeah.
He's wearing like a tie like as a headband. He has like there's a lot of different like there's a lot of similarities to him, and yeah, I'd like to believe that's Light and Light became a Shinigami, because you know how Death Note users can't go to heaven or hell, so
Yeah.
they become Shinigamis. Oh, greatest theory.
Oh, okay, that's interesting. Yeah.
It makes sense too.
Hmm.
Makes sense.
How about you, Sar? Anything you want to rewatch for the first time again? Wish you could rewatch.
Natsume Yujincho. I love the episodic nature of it, and when you read and watch the anime and manga, you just realize a lot of things about him, and you just wish that you could re-experience it again, like about Steins Gate, about Code Geass, when you discover new things and shit hits the fan. Although Natsume Yujincho isn't in such like a proportion, but it's still heart-wrenching all the same. Yeah.
So you just want to relive the little experiences, unlike us, where we want to re-experience like the huge epic moments, just the
But
small little things, right?
It's like the small things that build up to be very big, and you just
yeah.
realize, spoiler, that Natsume is actually quite broken, kind of. Can I use that word?
Broken.
Yeah.
Ash.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's a good word. You can say he's a broken fantasy. Oh. Okay. We are Jesse.
That was an unneeded pun.
Jesse.
Well, so just throwing out like one of the obvious ones to start this off, but anything from like the Fate series would be fantastic.
Yeah, that's pretty good.
But for a full answer, I'm gonna have to go with the series Aria,
Oh, Arya.
because having watched the full thing, the entire show is very slow. The music is like this fantastic like acoustic stuff. So the music's amazing. The art is all like these like toned down colors. It's very relaxing, and the
Oh,
entire
wow.
series of 3 seasons and like an OVA, so it's like 51 episodes or something in total. It's very slow progressing, and the ending, there's a huge payoff in the 3rd season, but I feel because like the nature of the show, it being so slow and nothing really ever happening, that it has absolutely no rewatch value, but I really, really love the series.
Wait, what's the show like? Like I've heard a lot about it, but
It's
never
basically
really.
the main character is there's three main characters and they're apprentices for like the three main gondoliers on a terraformed Mars that's supposed to be like Italy, based off Verona, I think. Whatever the hell that city's called. Anyways, so it's basically these three in the gondoliers in training on Mars, and that's the entire show. Like they basically stay that way the entire show, and it's just like their day-to-day experiences and like kind of whimsical happenings in their life. And,
Like
like
slice of
big,
life type stuff, or
yeah, but not comedy based. Just like it's very serious, but very like relaxed. So like big payoff episodes. There's a two-part episode where they have this. It's a nightlight and a chime kind of put together, and it basically like it dies out, and there's like this big emotional build up, and then they have to like give their nightlight chime a burial at sea, and it's like this super sad thing, but it's literally just a wind chime that they're throwing away.
So
gotcha.
it's like a feel-good kind of show.
Yeah, no, yeah, my one friend explained it the best as it's every episode's basically like a fluffy hug,
That's the show for me then. I gotta pick that up.
or
Yeah.
like
I don't mind the slow shows either.
like another really big like payoff episode is there's one that's like somewhere in the second season I think, and it's this huge sad thing because something actually changes. One of the characters gets a haircut,
That's crazy.
and like yeah, the fact it turns like such like kind of like random and like usually like not really important things into like actually big events in the show is great, I think, actually, because the entire show is about character building and it's about world building. There's no plot or anything. It's just that.
That sounds like a show that I don't know. I don't really I don't really enjoy episodic shows, but it might be a show I have to check out in the future.
Well, it's
Based on
generally
your explanation.
compared to stuff like Natsume's Book of Friends or like
Yeah.
Mushishi.
I didn't finish either.
Oh, okay.
I dropped both
shall-
after 2 episodes. Feels bad.
Oh my god, you will die. Just kidding.
I don't know. I
like
just
both
don't.
of them. So, or maybe I'll pick out Arya. Sounds like a show for me if it's compared to that.
And yeah, like I said, the third season has just a huge
How
payoff for
many
watching the whole show, and you just
seasons
feel
are there?
awesome about everything.
Yeah, it sounds like a show that you guys would all enjoy, both of you.
Definitely.
Definitely, I think.
But another episodic show I really want to watch is Gintama, just to see what the hype's about. Honestly, I watched like the first episode, but everyone says that the first 2 episodes is really like you should just skip them and just start with the
Same.
third episode. So if I have the time, I think Gintama is up next. Anybody watched it?
I'm
No.
trying to get into it, but I'm trying to understand what the hype is about. I wish I didn't know about the hype because it gives me so many expectations.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
It's like I haven't watched the show yet, but you see so many like gifs on Tumblr, on Pinterest, basically everywhere. As long as it just comes along your dashboard, and you see the hype, like all the comments, all that, and you don't see it when you start watching it, and you just feel disappointed, and you just drop it again.
Yeah, I know that feel.
It just
Have you
sucks,
guys watched
man.
Tatami Galaxy? And speaking of hype, have you guys watched Tatami Galaxy?
Never heard of
Uh,
it.
Oh yeah,
Never,
oh
Tatami
yeah.
Galaxy?
never heard of it.
Yeah.
What's
That's
that?
the guy the
So,
same
yeah,
guy
for
who did
Jess-
ping pong, right?
Yeah. Yep. Yusha? What's his name? I forgot his first
Galaxy,
name.
Tatami Galaxy.
Yeah, Tatami Galaxy. It's definitely a very different
Is it
show.
airing?
It's different. It's a different show, like all of Masaki Yusha's, whatever, I probably butchered his name. A lot of his works, it's more like a work of art. But I expected that. I knew it was gonna be like that. But a lot of people really hyped it up for me. But I feel like it didn't live up to it. Like the first 11 episodes, the payoff, basically the payoff wasn't big enough for me. I don't know if
Okay.
Jesse agrees with me, but if you can see where I'm coming from, I feel like the first
I
11
do-
episodes.
I think I started getting a payoff before then, but I do agree that the first, I'll say like 4 or 5 episodes I was watching it, I'm kind of just like, eh.
Yeah. But I feel like, yeah, it's like everything was made just for the last episode. I can see why he did that, but I don't know, it just wasn't worth it at the end. And
What's
with
the
all the
song
hype,
again?
that it gets, I don't think it's. Oh, it's Tatami Galaxy. Yeah, I'll just type it out.
Tommy.
Tatami Galaxy. Well, I highly recommend it because apparently, like almost everyone that's not me really enjoyed it.
I thought it was really great, even if I did think it started off rather slow.
Yeah, I think the ending was okay, but it just wasn't like mind-blowingly. Oh my god, greatest ending ever
Mm-hmm.
for me. All right, so moving on to the last one.
Okay, I will introduce Fyrus King. I'm gonna say his name is. Maybe I'll say Fyrus King.
Shout out to Fire King.
Hey.
And his question is, if I can find it here, favorite openings.
Ooh, I have so many.
I think I'm gonna add to this. I'm gonna say some endings too.
All right, go
Alright.
ahead, Jesse. You can start.
So favorite opening. I think the one that has stood out to me the most. If I think about it, I could probably find like 10, but I think I'm gonna go my number one with the opening for the first season of The World God Only Knows.
Oh wow,
Oh,
yeah,
that
that's
was
so
really
good.
good.
Yeah, it just fit the show like really well because it's like this super like gamey type of thing, right?
And
If I
like
remember correctly.
the animation for the opening of it is fantastic, and there's a breakdown during a part of the opening, and just everything fits together so well.
Mm-hmm.
And then you
Actually,
find
like,
out that the song is actually like an 8.5 minute long song or something.
yeah, I actually like the second opening too, more than the
I,
first.
I actually like all three of them, and personally, I think the second one's the worst.
Yeah, I heard Jesse 2 actually says that too. Feels bad. Jesse 2, Jesse 2
Where
and
are
Jesse
you?
1. Shout
We
outs to
need a
Jesse 2.
We need
Also
like a
gonna,
Jesseception
it'll happen.
podcast.
It'll happen in a future podcast.
And I might get some glares from some people for saying this, but I actually really like the band who does a couple openings and endings. Fear and Loathing in Las Vegas.
Oh, I like them.
Which
Good.
one is
I did like the Parasite opening.
Oh yeah, the Parasite.
Yeah, let me
Yeah.
hear.
They also did the second opening to Hunter x Hunter. Oh, sorry, no, the first ending. The first
Yeah,
ending to Hunter x
yeah.
Hunter. They did the opening to the second season of Kaiji, I believe.
They definitely have a very distinct style.
Well, it's like
Yeah.
yeah, it's very distinct. Like half growl, half not, with like this very like whimsical sounding like. It's like very whimsical, then like very heavy. Suddenly, it's kind of interesting.
Like I like how varied they are because instead of doing like chorus 1, bridge 1, chorus 2, bridge 2, it's like it's not that. It's just different throughout the whole song almost.
Anybody else wanna share their favorite openings?
Uh,
Okay, I'll go first.
okay.
I think Unravel is just the greatest opening ever created. Just based on the visuals and the vocals that are like honestly, like what can top it? Like just the vocals and the music is just so good and it just fits the show like absolutely perfectly. So it gets like a 10 for me from visuals, 10 for fitting the show, 10 for like 11 actually for the music. I don't know. It's just
I agree.
big fan of Ling Tosite, Sigray, and TK. Like I've had that as like my alarm for like the last year. Like every time I like, oh, it's time to get up. It's time to do stuff. Just gets me so hyped.
Nice.
I don't believe using the songs I like as alarms because I'll come to hate it because it's waking me up.
But see,
Right?
that's how good it is. If you really like it, it'll stand the test of time.
Nah, I would not use songs that I like. I remember last time I used to like the song by Pink, and then I
By who?
used it as my alarm. 1 week in, I hated the song so much I deleted it. It didn't work out.
Didn't work out. Well, yeah, I'm kind of a morning person. I'm always happy in the morning.
You're crazy.
How dare
I'm
you?
not.
How dare you?
This is why I work at night. I'm not a morning person.
Alright, so guys, favorite openings? Anything?
So you can go first.
Sorry to say
Okay.
memorable.
My favorite opening would probably be from Kofuku Graffiti, if you guys heard of it. Like the
Cooking
song.
show?
What was that?
The cooking show
Yeah, the food porn, pretty much.
by Shaft.
I think I don't pay
Yeah.
attention. But either way, it's like something about that song I really like. It's just really soothing and relaxing. Like
Yeah.
kind of puts you at ease. I don't know what the lyrics are saying exactly, but still, it gets me like relaxed.
hmm What about you, Shar?
Black
Any
Paper
favorite
Moon
OPs? Black Paper Moon.
from Soul Eater, the second one.
Oh yeah.
People
Well,
say
both
that the
openings,
first-
both
yeah,
openings.
both
are
are
amazing.
good, but I like the second one better.
Any reason why?
It's just nice. You don't need a reason to like music.
That's
True,
true.
That's true.
True. Honestly, this season is probably the most stacked, like fall season 2015 is the
Yeah.
most stacked of great anime openings. First, you have Noragami Aragato. Their openings are always amazing. That opening is just as good as the first. Absolutely amazing. Owari Monogatari, the one with the new girl, the other girl, the one with the twin tails. That opening's amazing. It's just so different. Perfect Insider is just absolutely like crazy. It reminds me of Death Parade's opening. Death Parade's
Yes.
opening. Yes, that was
Death-
amazing too.
That
But
parade
it's basically like that.
opening.
Like Death Parade's opening is like it's exactly like Perfect Insider. It's like they use the same formula, but it has the same effect because it's like such an upbeat song, but the actual anime is not as
Oh,
Oh, wow.
my god.
That's me dropping something. Don't worry about that.
So as I was saying, Death Parade had like an opening that was like didn't fit the show. It was like really, but kind of worked. It worked because it's good, and that's what Perfect Insider is. And last but not least, obviously, One Punch Man's epic screamo. One. I don't even want to attempt
One
it.
punch!
One punch. Yeah, it's just, yeah, definitely very hype.
This actually somehow randomly reminded me. The opening to Ristorante Paradiso is absolutely fantastic.
Yeah, that's such an underrated show. Shout outs to underrated shows. Honestly, never thought anyone actually watched it outside of me. Ristorante Paradiso.
It's literally a bunch of bespectacled old gentlemen, like
With a young
being
girl.
like serving people at a restaurant, essentially.
With a girl as a main character.
Yeah.
Yeah, definitely sounds lame as we explain it, but I highly recommend it for people that want a good time.
It's a reverse harem with old dudes. It's fantastic.
In Italy
In Italy, yeah.
with an amazing opening. Holy, come on! Oh, props, Jesse. Ratings for that.
That's why I was making some noise. I had to get up and remember what the name of it was because it was somewhere on my shelf. I was like, oh, what's the name of that show with the? That was it.
Yeah. Jesse. Oh man, I can't believe you made me remember that show. That show is so good. Yo, sure, you just get to it right now. I think you'll like it.
What?
Ristorante Paradiso.
You should type that down. That
Yes, I'll
sounds
type it down.
really-
Yeah.
Ristorante Paradiso, guys. It's really good. It's kind of slow, but it's worth it.
It was one of those shows that just like kind of breaks the molds of how like animes work generally.
Mhm. And that opening. Yeah.
And that
is
opening.
Beautiful.
Oh yeah.
Another anime
I feel like-
with
Sorry?
openings. No, I'm just thinking to myself.
Yeah, I can keep adding. Yeah.
I would say
Time
Guilty
left
Crown.
before we
Can I
wrap it
say
up.
Guilty Crown?
You can say whatever you want.
Guilty Crown. Guilty Crown. It's Egoist is one of the best
Egoist.
top groups I've ever heard. And Guilty Crown as a package in terms of music is just excellent. So
Can we say the same about the anime?
Screw
That's
off.
another-
I like the music better.
Yeah, Max would be very displeased.
I stayed for the music because actually I like the anime. I like the first half and like the second half, but like the last quarter.
Mm, yeah,
Yeah.
that makes sense.
Then
So-
in the middle is trash.
The middle is just trash. Any other anime openings? Steins Gate definitely deserves a mention for being
Steins Gate.
crazy.
You?
I'm trying to think. There was it the first opening or first ending to Shakugan no Shana?
I actually haven't watched that show, but it's like
I dropped that
apparently
show.
like so it's very popular.
It's kinda
I think I've
generic.
heard of the opening once, at least once. So
It's the chick who does the Evangelion one, the super famous Evangelion opening, I believe. I think it's the ending to the first season of Shakugan no Shana. Also very, very good.
Neon Genesis Evangelion's opening is the vocals is great, visuals is like meh. If you actually watch it, it's like it's pretty random. But I actually really like the focus, like the music and the vocals of Neon Genesis. So I think with that we can wrap this one up, guys. Any final thoughts? Any parting words for our fans?
As I'm gonna, I guess, apparently say every week. For some reason or another, it's always gonna come up. But I really do hate Yuri Yuri.
Ah, God.
He had to say that.
It
Jeez.
had to be said.
Oh,
It has
man.
to
I
be
How
have
about
to
you,
watch
Student? Student, give us a
episode.
rebuttal. Give us a
Oh.
rebuttal.
What?
Defend the Yuri Yuri. Defend it. Defend it with-
Toshino Koiko. Best character.
I think the correct answer to me would have been to tell me to kill myself. Your show is
I'll kill
wrong.
you.
Yes. Well, maybe you should go die.
That's me.
Not if I kill you for you.
Alright, guys, before we become a Soon They Say episode, sure, any final words? Any final words before you're. I'm kidding.
Soita's the best. Thank
Soul
you.
Eater.
Yeah. Win.
Yes.
Just kidding.
Punch of Courage is the best. It's favorite show.
Maybe. Never watched that, but okay.
Wait, what?
What?
Courage Punch for the last episode of Soul Eater. Come
Oh.
on.
No, I mean the manga.
Okay. Yeah. I think you said this in the last episode.
Yeah,
So-
I did.
Before we go off too much, thanks for listening, everyone. Hope you enjoyed it. And we'll see you guys next week. This has been JT, J-Trix on Mal.
Jesse, Alpha Metrodon Mal.
Soon, also known as Tsundere.
Charlene, also known as Broken Fantasy.
And this has been the Ethereal Realm Anime Podcast, Episode 2, signing off.